Ode 4. To the Honourable Charles Townshend in the country mark Akenside. How oft shall I survey this humble roof, the lawn, the greenwood shade, the vale with sheaves o'erspread, the glassy brook, the flocks which round thee stray? When will thy cheerful mind of these have uttered all her dear esteem? Or, tell me, dost thou deem no more to join in glory's toilsome race, but here content embrace that happy leisure which thou hadst resigned? Alas, ye happy hours, when books and youthful sport the soul could share, ere one ambitious care of civil life had aught her simpler powers. Oft as your winged train revisit here my friend in white array, O fail not to display each fairer scene where I perchance had part, that so his generous heart the abode of even friendship may remain. For not imprudent of my loss to come, I saw from contemplation's quiet cell his feet ascending to another home where public praise and envied greatness dwell. But shall we therefore, O my lyre, reprove ambition's best desire? Extinguish glory's flame? Far other was the task enjoined when to my hand thy strings were first assigned, far other faith belongs to friendship's honored name. To thee, Townshend, not the arms of slumbering ease, nor pleasure's rosy chain, were destined to detain, no, nor bright science, nor the muses' charms. For them high heaven prepares their proper votaries, an humbler band, and ne'er would Spenser's hand have deigned to strike the warbling Tuscan shell, nor Harrington to tell what habit an immortal city wears, hadst been born to shield the cause which Cromwell's impious hand betrayed, or that, like Vere, displayed his red cross banner o'er the Belgian field. Yet where the will divine hath shut those loftiest paths, it next remains, with reason clad in strains of harmony, selected minds to inspire, and virtue's living fire to feed and eternize in hearts like thine. For never shall the herd, whom envy sways, so quell my purpose or my tongue control, that I should fear illustrious worth to praise, because its master's friendship moved my soul. Yet, if this undissembling strain should now perhaps thine ear detain with any pleasing sound, remember thou that righteous fame from hoary age a strict account will claim of each auspicious palm with which thy youth was crowned. 3. Not obvious is the way where heaven expects thee, nor the traveler leads, through flowers or fragrant meads, or groves that hark to Philomela's lay. The impartial laws of fate to nobler virtues whatsoever cares. Is there a man who shares the summit next, where heavenly natures dwell? Ask him, for he can tell what storms beat round that rough laborious height. Ye heroes, who of old did generous England freedom's throne ordain, from Alfred's parent reign to Nassau, great deliverer, wise and bold. I know your perils hard, your wounds, your painful marches, wintry seas, the night estranged from ease, the day by cowardice and falsehood vexed, the head with doubt perplexed, the indignant heart disdaining the reward which envy hardly grants. But, O renown, O praise from judging heaven and virtuous men, if thus they purchase thy divinest crown, say, who shall hesitate? Or who complain? And now they sit on thrones above, and when among the gods they move before the sovereign mind, ampersand quo. Lo, these, ampersand quo. He saith, ampersand quo. Lo, these are they ampersand quo. Who to the laws of mine eternal sway ampersand quo. From violence and fear asserted humankind. Ampersand quo. For thus honored while the train of legislators in his presence dwell. If I may aught foretell, the statesman shall the second palm obtain. For dreadful deeds of arms let vulgar bards, with undiscerning praise, more glittering trophies raise, but wisest heaven what deeds may chiefly move to favor and to love? What, save wide blessings, or averted harms? Nor to the embattled field shall these achievements of the peaceful gown the green immortal crown of valor, or the songs of conquest, yield. Not Fairfax wildly bold, while bare of crest he hewed his fatal way, through Nasby's firm array, to heavier dangers did his breast oppose than Pym's free virtue chose, when the proud force of Strafford he controlled. But what is man at enmity with truth? What were the fruits of Wentworth's copious mind when, blighted all the promise of his youth, the patriot in a tyrant's league had joined? Let Ireland's lad lamenting plains, let Tynes and Humbras trample old Swain, let me not London tell how impious guile made wisdom base, how generous zeal to cruel rage gave place, and how unblessed he lived and how dishonored fell. V thence never hath the muse around his tomb Pierian roses flung, nor shall one poet's tongue his name from music's pleasing labor choose. And sure, when nature kind hath decked some favored breast above the throng, that man with grievous wrong affronts and wounds his genius, if he bends to guilt's ignoble ends the functions of his ill-submitting mind. For worthy of the wise nothing can seem but virtue, nor earth yield their fame an equal field, save where impartial freedom gives the prize. There Somers fixed his name, enrolled the next to William. There shall time to every wondering clime point out that Somers, who from faction's crowd, the slanderous and the loud, could fair assent and modest reverence claim. Nor aught did laws or social arts acquire, nor this majestic wheel of Albion's land did aught accomplish, or to aught aspire, without his guidance, his superior hand. And rightly shall the Muses care wreaths like her own for him prepare, whose mind's enamoured aim could forms of civil beauty draw sublime as ever sage or poet saw, yet still to life's root seen the proud ideas tame. 6. Let none profane be near. The Muse was never foreign to his breast, on power's grave seat confessed, still to her voice he bent a lover's ear. And if the blessed know their ancient cares, even now the unfading groves, where haply Milton roves with Spenser, hear the enchanted echoes round through farthest heaven resound. Wise Somers, guardian of their fame below. He knew, the patriot knew, that letters and the Muses' powerful art exalt the ingenuous heart, and brighten every form of just and true. They lend a nobler sway to civil wisdom, than corruption's lure could ever yet procure. They too from envy's pale malignant light conduct her forth to sight clothed in the fairest colors of the day. O Townshend, thus may time, the judge severe, instruct my happy tongue of thee to tell, and when I speak of one to freedom dear for planning wisely and for acting well, of one whom glory loves to own, who still by liberal means alone hath liberal ends pursued, then, for the guerdon of my lay, amperson quo. This man with faithful friendship, amperson quo. Will I say, amperson quo. From youth to honored age my arts and me hath fewed, amperson quo.